Today we are taking a little field trip. Actually, we took two. We started out by going to the downtown Main library branch and picked up one of the birdwatching kits. And then we came over here to where we're at now, the Whit Stevens Jr. Central Arkansas Nature Center. It's right next door to the Museum of Discovery. Today we're going to be talking with Lauren Marshall, one of the experts here, and she's going to talk to us about some birdwatching tips and tricks.
Okay, well, if you don't mind, I'll take those for a second and we'll go over some things. So if you are a beginner in birding, one of the things you want to know is how to adjust your binoculars. So usually on one side, there's a more broad way of adjusting, and then on the other side is a more fine adjustment. So you want to make sure when you first go out that you take both the caps off, so that way you can actually see. But then you want to make sure you fine tune it to your eyes, because each person has their own vision, you know, when we're all not 20/20. So once you've got that done, another good thing to note is that when you are looking at something, you want to do it with your feet firmly on the ground. You don't want to be walking and looking at the same time. So it's good to kind of like see something in the distance and then say, okay, I'm going to look there, or I'm going to look there. Don't try to walk and go at the same time. When you're done, you know, just put the covers back. That's going to help keep your lenses safe. If it has a top cover, put that back on. Another thing is that when you are birding, birds at a distance might look a little bit different than birds up close, but it's good to have your general size, your wing shape, the height of the leg, the size of the body versus like the head or the beak, and that's going to give you some clues. So then when you get back, I like to, if I'm out, I like to take a little notebook with me, or you know, everybody's got a camera on their phone, and so you just kind of take some pictures, and then when you get done, you can come back and look at your handy dandy guide and kind of figure out what you've seen. And that guide in particular is fantastic. That is the one that we love. It's compact, it is color coded, and Stan has such clear photos that the bird is never out of context. So that is a go-to guide. In the front, it has some just great intro. In the back, it has your indexes. So very easy bird guide to use. So y'all are off to a great start.
Excellent. So what? So right here, because obviously this is Central Arkansas Library, and then you know the Central Arkansas Nature Center. Yes. What are some birds that are typical to see?
Yes. Especially in this downtown area, we see a lot of sparrows. They're English house sparrow. This time of the year, though, if you notice behind us, we'll start to see some chipping sparrows, some white-throated sparrows. Those are our winter birds. Cardinals are everywhere, and so that bright red, those are the male cardinals. Your females are going to be brown. They're going to be less conspicuous. The juvenile males are going to be light brown, so they're not fully colored yet. But those are a lot of fun to see. Our robins, our spring birds, they've all moved on or kind of burrowed down for winter. They're not as common, but another fun thing that we see during the winter here in downtown is hawks. So if you see a large bird kind of swooping or maybe chasing a pigeon or a dove, it's going to be either a Cooper's hawk or one of the juvenile hawks, maybe that are moving through and trying to figure out what's what. So that's a fun thing too. Blue jays you might see because they stand out. There's just a host of birds down here. So juncos, that's something that's moving right now. But that's the great thing about birding. You can do it year round. You're gonna see things throughout the season. So there's always good colors and always good variety.
Perfect. Yeah. So obviously this is really great. You guys have it set up with the bird seed, and we're just attracting them down here. Also just off of the river. What are some other places in Central Arkansas that would be good for somebody who's trying to get into birding?
No animal is going to be anywhere by accident. They're all looking for certain things. They're all looking for food, water, shelter, or space. Here we've set up a bird watching area, so there's obviously some feeders. There's plenty of space. We've got the river, so that's going to provide some water. And then we've got these native trees around us and bushes, so that's going to provide the shelter that they need. So if you're looking to create something in your backyard, if you put out feeders, that's going to attract a lot of birds that are younger. That's going to attract birds that are older, because you think as the ground hardens in the winter, their beaks are not hard enough to get through the ground to what is maybe below the ice or the snow. So putting out feeders is going to attract a variety of birds. any kind of area in Little Rock that's like a park. Pinnacle Mountain is a great place for birding. Anywhere that they have 3 out of the 4 of those things, that food, water, shelter, space, you're gonna find a good variety of birds.
Perfect.
So there's lots of areas down here. Also at the river market, anywhere that people leave food wrappers, you're potentially gonna find sparrows. So less exciting, but pretty set there.
Perfect. And we also, at our Fletcher branch, there is a small bird watching area like this in the back corner it's still being worked on, but there are some feeders. So if you don't want to go outside and you want a fun little viewing area like this one, you can go to the Fletcher branch.
So here we are open to the public from Tuesday to Saturday, 8:30 to 4:30. So if anybody has any birding questions or birding needs, definitely drop in.
Well, if you want to check out the birds, look at some of the birds that are here in Central Arkansas, come down to the Witt-Stevens Nature Center, make sure to run by CALS and grab a bird watching kit. You're going to get this guidebook as well as the binoculars, and you get to keep it for 2 weeks.